Hi, I'm Kathleen with Windy Chaos, and I'm so excited for you guys to take a look at the newest kit in the shop, which is called Road Trip. It's that summertime, travel time, get out there and vacation and see the country time, and this kit is just perfect for it. I hope you'll agree. Let's take a look at it. I'm showing it today in Noteful, but this kit also comes as a GoodNotes file, and it also comes with a Zoom Notes file, depending on which apps you love to use for your planning. I find that the GoodNotes file is usually the least amount of megabytes, and the Zoom Notes file is the highest. So generally speaking, I use GoodNotes and Zoom Notes together for my planning. I use the sticker books in GoodNotes and just pull them over into Zoom Notes for how I plan. Alrighty, so this first page is just a little intro into the shop. It gives you some links for things, but it also has this font information, and at the bottom of each page you also get the palette with the hex codes. And here we go. The first thing up is our calendar items. I did this whole 50s retro theme for this one. It's not particularly Route 66, but it definitely has that 50s vibe to it. And so I did these little atomic numbers, which I think are really, really cute. And then I did these little green dots, which I think are darling as well. They're the same green that you see in the highway signs, which I think is really super cute. And then on this page, you're like, where are the stickers, right? Well, that's because I wanted to give you a place to where you could have 3 more number sets. But if you aren't somebody who uses numbers, or you don't want them all in one go, and you don't want a humongous file, this way you can just pull in and use what you want to use. So everything's linked to a Dropbox file, and so I definitely encourage you to have a Dropbox account. There are free versions. Just hold down on that, and it's going to bring you to the numbers. And here are all there's the circles, and here are the black ones. I just usually label them as dark because sometimes I do them in like a dark gray rather than black. There they are in a pretty blue, kind of a greeny blue. And here they are in the pink. So if you are in this kit, and say you're in the split view, then you can just go through and say, oh, you know what? I'm just doing it for this week. I only want these 7 numbers. And you can then just pull them over. And there you've got them. The fun thing too is if you don't love any of these, I'm giving you the option to be able to get any of the numbers from any of the other kits. So there you go. You're gonna find a number you like. I promise, at some point. But you can just pull in the numbers you want. You can duplicate this page. I'm so sorry. I always get this tickly little cough when I start talking on things. And, just use what you need and don't have to put it all on your iPad. So there we go. And then we've got your days of the week. So I've always done days of the week, but I've just done them as fonts before. This time I'm doing them as deco in 2 different styles, and also these cute little buttons. And so I think these are really, really cute, and I am in love with the highway signs. I also love these too. I think these are really, really cute, but the highway signs, just so darling. And then you have that same option here to click on the days of the week. These are just the font things again, but there's also all of the ones from the other kits in an area for you too. So under that days of the week, we've got the abbreviations in light and dark. I need to do a little cleanup there. Sorry. And we've got the arches. So you've got like the outside, the inside arch and the outside arch. And it's this cute atomic. Isn't that darling? And there's, you know, I try to make it fun where there's just a little bit of dimension to it, you know, almost like a puffy sticker. And then we've got the circles, which I use the circles from time to time. This is this cute Harlow font, which just totally 50s to me. And there we go. Yeah, the abbreviations are just the little, you know, MW, whatever. Okay, so back we go. And then we go into the time little bits. And there aren't other versions that are specific to the kit, but there are other kits that have the time bits in them, and you can pull those in if you want. And then you've got the months in that same fun deco style. So stinking cute. I just love it. And then you have the months here in these two little fun things. And again, you get to have all the fonts that I've ever done for other kits, so it's fun. There you go. Isn't that pretty? And then this is the pink one. But just pull down what you need, you know. It's very rare that you're going to use all of them. Maybe you're just going on vacation in July and you just want the July one. It's super easy to pull it in. Okay. Still tweaking this. If you have some feedback that you'd like to give me about it, it's been fairly positive so far, this new style of, you know, giving you a bunch of deco things, but also giving you access to other options, but not loading up the file so it's humongously big. Overall, the feedback has been positive, but if you really have concerns or you really don't like it, I am happy to hear what you have to say, and I just want to give you lots and lots of things, but I also don't want to create a monster. so that's my thinking behind it. But if you are like, oh, if I have to go through all that work, I'm not even interested in your product, I want to hear that too. So, okay. And here we have the deco, which, you know, is always my favorite thing. So this little billboard, I have it in two places here because when I went to make a special planner shape, I really wanted I wanted a billboard, you know, and I love the idea of like 7 of these kind of lined up along a road, you know, and having it be the days of the week, but with enough planning space right here to fill in your day. I just think that's really cute. So it is blank on purpose, but how much fun could you have, you know, bringing in your own photo, reduce the opacity just a little so it looks like it just blends into that background, and that would be just so cute. And then I wanted to do something that looked like brochures. So I did Gateway Arch, Grand Canyon, Golden Gate Bridge, Hollywood, Niagara Falls, and Philadelphia. And then just some cute little travel things, having a camera. Had to do a VW bug because, you know, they're just so cute. A car key, this fun, like, kind of a dashboard with an old-timey looking radio, and a Coleman cooler. Here's just a little bit of text. We've got hit the gas, not the brakes. Life is a highway, but I'm on the scenic route. And pack light, dream big. Wonder more and worry less. Eat at Joe's. Tank full, tunes on, let's roll. And then I was trying to kind of come up with a bunch of little funky roadside attractions, and the duck house was one that's kind of stuck out to me. Oh, this drive-through also would be super cute, as with a picture here that you put in. Again, just reduce the opacity a little bit, it'll blend, and or use it for planting space. I think that's really fun. A roadside stand with all the fruits and vegetables, an old golf filling station, ice cream, road trip. And then we've got a Texaco map. We've got burger, fry, and shake, an old-timey motel, some picnic baskets, a little Texas postcard. And then this one, I wanted it to look hilly, like the smoke, like maybe like an Appalachian Mountains instead of the Rocky Mountains. And then this one, I wanted it to look more agricultural, so it's not as mountainous. And then this one, that still that beautiful desert landscape. And then we've got the national park sign, a stop sign. I swear we had this same station wagon when I was growing up. We had a yellow one with the fake wood. And then a Yellowstone National Park. Really cool looking sunglasses. And then I've started to put these in two places as well, with the shapes in here, because if I'm in shapes, I'm not always thinking about deco stuff, but I want to use them more, so I want them to be in both places. So if you don't like the road you're on, proceed to the nearest off-ramp, and full tank, tunes on, let's roll. With the little road in the background. Then we've got your regular labels here, just the same sort of thing that is in all the kits. All these different shapes and styles that you can use, and then little patterned ones here at the bottom, and I'll be showing you the patterns here in just a moment. And then we've got our shapes that work great with widgets, especially widgets from other shops, because I haven't played with making widgets yet for a long time. And then the deco-y ones here at the bottom, where I've taken some of the clip art and masked it and put it in there. And then same thing here. We've got just more of the little planner bits. You've got the gift tags. You've got the photo frames. And I did eliminate 2 of the scales. I just felt like they were taking up a lot of space. And I don't know that they're something that many people use. So I just decided to put it in my 2 favorite colors of that particular palette and let it go at that. You have a couple of words here. So these words go with the, the rate your day type thing, the scale. And then these are just kind of go with the theme. Car wash, gas up, ready, set, go, and oil change. And then you've got these little envelopes. This one's not as opaque as I usually do, but it's still opaque. So if you're putting pictures in there, you'll still be able to kind of see through that one. And then this one is not opaque. All right. And here we go with the washi. You've got this tire tread, this cute little sign background. You've got stars, diamonds, and then you've got your little solid lines. And then you've got the chance for, if you're looking for planner words, I've given you kind of a preview here of, and the reason I grade these things was I wanted you to see that they're not selectable. It's just like a preview. Words that match the kit. And then there's other options as well. So if you go into here, come on. Okay, there we go. We're loading. So we've got it in the Harlow. And then the same exact words are in another font as well. The Tiki Summer, I think, is the other one. So it's like 162 162 words. And the reason I don't put them in here is because it'd be 4 or 5 pages. And then you've also got 162 times 2, which puts me at 320 times 3. So that's 1,000 files that I'm having to move, resize, etc. if I were to try to put them into every kit. And so that right there, and not everybody uses all these things, you know. Would I put dentist appointment in? Sure, I probably would. But I don't want to flip through all the pages. I'm just going to come here and go, oh yeah, there's grocery list. And being on here, it's kind of like searchable too, I think. So I haven't played with that too much. But if I were to say baseball, there we go, student baseball. What if I was looking for hair appointment? There we go. So yeah, makes it searchable. And then you can just bring it back in, and then there's more word options. Oh, I was going to show you, and this is the Tiki font, which I think is really cute. Tiki Summer, but it just is kind of fun and funky. And then you get all those same word options with these other sets. So yes. Now, they are limited, and I may go through and try to, add them in with those extra fonts. I just haven't yet. So, there we go. All right, let's go back to Noteful. And then I've got the icons. And they are super cute. And there's loads of them, but I know not everybody uses icons all that much in their planning. So this is just a little preview of them. If you have certain ones that you use every week, then you can just go through and find those and bring them in without having to have all of them. You know, if you don't have kids in school, you might not want the 20 that are all about school. I don't think there's 20, but again, I'm going through and I'm coloring them for you and making them match, but having to manipulate them 3 times and make the file so big is my hesitation. So these are all the ones that match this set. And so you can see it's got all those cute colors of the pinks and the aquas. And it's just really a fun little group. And then just pull in what you want. All right. And then there are more icons, but this part is going to be growing. So, oh, yeah. I guess I better check on that, huh? Okay, there's going to be more icons. I'm guessing I did not put the last ones over, but I will before this goes live. So, there we go. And then we have the Dutch doors and the waterfalls, which I think are very, very fun, especially if you're in a ring planner. But you don't have to be in a ring planner to make these super cute. They work great on landscape and portrait. And there's the waterfall ones where you've just got a bunch of fun colors, pattern papers just kind of stacked up. Okay. And then these are the actual patterns in the bigger form. So you got kind of a 12 by 12, and then you have like a portrait and a landscape where I've just kind of cropped them for easy manipulation. Now this one looks gray here, but that's because it's over a gray box. But it is actually, you're actually getting two of these. One of them's in the textures, and this one where it doesn't have a white background in this 12 by 12 way, but it does on the portrait and the landscape. So this is kind of a darker tread, and then I have a lighter one for you too. And then I think this one's really cute. It's got like a stop sign shape and a interstate shape and a state, a yield shape, and all these cute little arrows and stuff. And then we've got the diamonds on the green. There you go. And then these are the textures, which are those same patterns. Oh, sorry, that's like all over the place here. But this one's lighter, again with the clear background, but it's a lighter tire tread. So it's kind of cool. I don't know why all of these are off, but I'm going to fix them up, and don't worry. Sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I'm like finding all my little errors, little cleanups that I need to do. So it is a good time. And the pink, I really love how this one turned out as a texture more than I do as the actual pattern. And that's just because on the pattern, it's kind of, there's not a great contrast, which, you know, you don't want to make the pattern so busy that it overwhelms the whole design. But the as a texture, it's just really interesting. It's more contrasted here than it is. But doesn't that remind you of like your grandma's kitchen? Especially like her countertop or the wallpaper. I just kind of love it. I think it's super cute. There we go. Okay, and then we've got these planner layout shapes that just make it for really fast and easy pages. You've got 4 that are in a portrait, 4 that are in a landscape, 4 that are just a stack, which these are really nice for just having all your information in one little column, and then the rest of the page is just fun to play with. And then you've got these weekly shapes, which basically give you 7 areas for your weekly page. You've just got the bars, and I actually used this one and did a trim on it on one of the mock-ups you'll see here in a few minutes. You got the circle and bars, you got just circles, arches, hexagons, and then these are the arches flipped upside down and shoved together, and I call them shingles. And then you've got the squares, and I put the billboard back here again. So that's everything. And then I included a page here where you can just drop things that you want to drop, you know, almost like just a little landing pad. But it'll take you to the Windy Chaos library. Maybe there's something in another kit you want, and it'll be there that you can just grab it. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Oh, I don't want to let you go yet. What am I talking about? I have to show you the mock-ups. And I have those over here in Zoom Notes. Oh, why are you going to do that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's what it looks like for the ring mock-up. Is this not so cute? Oh my gosh. I love it. We've got the the pack light and dream big. Got the little, the pattern here behind with the arrows. Just a few little things in there. The tank full, tunes on, let's roll. And then I just love using these Dutch doors. They are so beautiful. So much fun. Okay, and then let's go look at, I think my favorite one is, I want to save it for last. So I really like this one too, though. This one's just a super simple one as far as I just kind of tossed a bunch of things together, and your main planning is right here, but you've got this really fun kind of collage going on with all the brochures and the motel and everything. And then this one, this is the Planning to Prosper planner. The other one was a Shelley planner, and this one's a Breezy Organization planner. And here I use the really fun atomic stuff, as far as the fun day of the week and the number 9. And then I used some little icons, which I generally don't, but I think they actually turned out really good. I did take this particular, the bars, and I cropped it, and I just took the opacity down a little bit, and I think it turned out just really, really cute on this page. And then the life is a highway, but I'm on the scenic route, and just put it together with that background and the radio dashboard. You just feel like you're actually driving down the road in some classic car. So I think it turned out really, really fun and darling, and I hope you did too. I hope you enjoy the kit, and I hope you're liking this new format of the sticker books. So thank you so much for watching, and have